All right, so in bigger news, I put my 2 weeks in today.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's pretty exciting. You put that in today? Mm-hmm. Damn, how'd that go?
So when I woke up a little early this morning to get stuff ready, because you're supposed to like hand in like an official paper, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you handwrite it and say like, this will be my last day.
So I did handwrite it, and then I misspelled resignation. So like,
why'd you do resignation?
Well, I am resigning or whatever. But I fucked up the G in the end or whatever. So like, fuck, scrap that paper, started a new one, and then I fucked up the word September.
You put wet timber?
No, I put a P instead of a B on the second part. I was like, God damn. And I tried to like write over. I'm like, I look like a fucking fifth grader. So then I had to take out my laptop, type it up, print it out, sign it.
So you typed it? Damn.
And then so it was literally, but like typed, it was one line.
Yeah, exactly. It's so small.
I made it like 22 font.
Oh, you made it massive? So it looks so
So it would take up 2 lines at least, and then I signed it.
God.
And then I folded it into thirds, and then so then I brought it into work today. And my manager was doing shit on his computer. I was like, hey, can I talk to you? He's like, Jacob White, how's it going? I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry to have to do this, but I am officially putting my 2 weeks in. And he takes it, he opens it, he's like, I thought something like this would happen. I'm like, it's not personal. Yeah. It's just, I don't like this job. And then he just goes, yeah, neither do I.
Oh my God.
And then he doesn't look at me. He just stares kind of middle distance off. And I'm just there.
You hit him in his core, dude.
And then I went to my truck. He came over later to talk more about it. He was like, would you be cool if we like next week, if I start putting someone with you on your route so you can explain it a little bit? I'm like, absolutely, no problem.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I had told a few other people, so I think he had heard about it. He just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And he was like, is there anything I can do to get you to stay? I'm just like, nah.
No, I don't want to do this.
I'm working more hours for less pay, and I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. But it's going to be something badass.
Yeah, because on Monday, I did a half day.
How did that? So you had your first day of work, basically. How did that go?
I get there. There's one guy there. They're watching Carrie on the television, and it just started. And him and I immediately just start talking about Carrie for probably a good 20 to 30 minutes.
Damn.
And then I start helping him. We're fixing up. Not Hydro Thunder, but it's from the same people who make that, I think. And it's a driving game. Off-road something. I'm helping him rebuild.
Off-road Rush? San Francisco Rush? Cruising USA?
No, it wasn't that, because we have that one too in the shop. Can't remember
those ones are fun, dude.
It's a midway racer.
Yeah, those are fun.
There's a lot of them.
It's all the same engine, just different environments.
And so I'm just helping him work on that. I get to play test it a little bit. He is explaining so much shit to me in terms I do not fucking know.
Okay.
Well, and because he'll take shit apart just to show me pieces, and then I'm just like, I have no idea what any of this is.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
And my manager's not there because there's only 3 other guys who work in the shop.
Yeah, it's a
and
very
I'm the
small
new guy.
shop.
I'm the 4th guy. And so I get in there around 11. I'm helping him till probably 2:30, and the other guys come in.
Where were they?
They were doing something with the work truck, and they're like, hey, you hungry? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I ate right before we went here. And then my manager's like, well, do you want to come with and hang out? So we all go out to lunch. I'm supposed to leave at
2:30.
I'm supposed to leave at 3, and we go have lunch for an hour.
Oh my God! So it's gonna be really cool working there, where it's just like, you guys want to go fuck around?
Yeah. When he's like, all right, I'm gonna go take a smoke break, go play something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a very lax job.
Yeah. I think as long as you're working on shit, but a lot of it, it's just I need to be taught how to work on shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a learning curve, but then you're also like, hey, you want to talk about movies for a little bit?
We did for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street for a long time. He knows more about horror movies than I do.
Holy shit.
Which is so much fun.
So now you got to start bringing in some weird shit that he's never heard of.
Well, I made sure to start throwing out actors name. I threw out Kane Hodder, who plays a lot of actual he is the body for a lot of villains.
Beasts. Yeah. Oh yeah, ghouls.
Yeah, and I started throwing that shit out. He knew about all the writing for what that Wes Craven did.
Oh my God.
And then next up they throw on Exorcist, and we watch that while we work.
And this is a Monday for them.
Yeah.
That's such a, because they're like, oh, it's Monday, whatever. Yeah. That's fucking sick, dude.
Like that every day. I have keys to it. I can get coins out of every machine in Uptown now. Yeah.
So if you go to the bar and drink, hey, check this out.
Yep.
That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, 3 other guys work there. They're all in their 40s or 50s. They're all just fucking nerds.
So when is your last day at FedEx?
2 weeks from today. So
on a Wednesday?
27th, 23rd, whatever, 2
So
Wednesdays
you're
from now.
you're gonna have 2 days off and then just work 2 days.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, because you have Sunday, Monday off, so you'll work a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
but
Wednesday.
I'm working every Monday now too at Uptown.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm working 6 days a week now, but like I don't.
But dude, so
it's
you're
fine.
gonna be going? You're working full days now on Mondays?
I might still do half days just so I can sleep in a little and like still.
Dude, that's fucking sick. And then you'll just start that next Monday.
Yeah, so I get myself 4 days off.
4 days off, dude. That's freaking exciting, dude. That's really badass. I mean, it is fucking mid-September already.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
that wild?
Yeah,
You're like, holy shit, where'd the month go? Why did August take so long?
right. Yeah, but they
Because
told
we
me
were
I had the
sober.
job in August. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking exciting, dude. It probably felt good to put your 2 weeks in at FedEx, and now you're like, I don't
I
give
was
a fuck.
so scared though.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to get yelled at, or I don't mind. It's a weird double thing with me where I don't like people being mad at me, but I like making people mad.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're like, this is the possibility of someone being mad in my face.
Yeah, I could get
Instead-
yelled at right
yeah.
now, or shamed, or they could fuck me over, which that I'm a little worried about.
But I mean, 2 weeks, it's not bad at
yeah,
FedEx.
and also I can just do a bad job.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. You already were doing a bad, or not a bad
I'm
job.
a good worker. I'm a bad employee.
Yeah.
They just don't know it because I'm on my own.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I'll bite you. But this is the freaking Moist Monday podcast. Thanks for freaking tuning in.
Wet timber.
Happy wet timber. Let's play some Uxe Sax.
Apparently, the only thing that can kill me there is the top of a CRV, or is that
CRT?
Yeah, CRT. The plug-in that goes on the top of them for arcades. If you fuck with that, you'll die.
Because of its so high strong voltage.
Yes, he said even if it's unplugged, you still have to.
Yeah, because it
holds so much.
Stores. Yeah, that's why. Like, I think back in the day, people were like, maybe when you unplug your TV, make sure like let it sit for a while before you move it,
which is
just
terrifying.
in case. Yeah, but just because in case you break it, it could fucking blow up
and
or whatever.
And the way they undo it is that they have this tool that they built, which is a screwdriver with a ground like just attached to it. So you just put the ground on metal and then poke at the thing with the screwdriver
Jesus.
until you hear a pop.
Oh my god! Yeah. So you're like literally tempting it to make it pop, and then it's gone.
I'm gonna wait to do that. I'm gonna let everyone else do that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna take a few months to. Well, and also like
machines are so different.
Well, yeah, every machine is different. So you could be working there for half a year, and then you're like, I have no idea what to do now.
Yeah,
because
it's a light gun.
I'm a different.
Yeah,
it's a different mechanic. I'm sure like the single one-player joystick games are probably the same.
You'd think
like,
so, but there's so many. It's just with old machines. It's one wire for every part of it.
Yeah,
it's
that makes
wild.
sense for every button and for every.
Yeah, like you can't climb into those arcades and wear them.
Yeah, you can't an arcade one up.
Yeah, because it's one wire
it's
for
just
everything.
one, yeah, and it's all threaded together. That's what's kind of cool about modern stuff is it's all simplified.
But it's so old shit's just so much cooler.
I'm sure they're heavy as fuck though. Did you have to move any?
All on wheels, luckily.
Oh, that's really nice. So how do they do that at Uptown?
I think they're on wheels at Uptown.
And then they just
don't
lock them?
Maybe.
Oh, damn. So that's really nice. But is there an elevator at Uptown? Because like a lot of the cabinets are in the basement. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe they two-wheel it down the stairs.
Because that will also be my job.
Yeah.
Putting them in-house and removing them.
But, I feel like if you're out delivering and like your days are going to go by so quick, I feel like.
Also, I realized very early on I can distract these people by just asking a pop culture question.
Yeah.
And they talk, I mean, all of lunch and the drive home drive back to work.
Where'd you guys go to lunch?
Mexican restaurant, sat down.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, we're going to grab something. And we're like, oh, let's go here. And then I was like, all right, we're going to get it. Or I didn't know if we were going to get to go. And then we walked up, table for 4, please.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
They don't care.
We had a small dog with us.
Dude, that's awesome.
There's a dog that goes everywhere with us. Name's
that's
Chewy.
So chill. And they're just like, yeah, I guess we'll go back to work now. And
Because it it was probably pretty close to 4, so they had an hour left.
Yeah, so then it's like, that's such a late lunch, but then also they probably just didn't do it. Did you go home after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably just literally talked for the rest of the time.
Yeah,
or they're probably like, we close early.
Yeah.
Because like you don't deal with customers, you don't deal with anything.
And like, I don't think the
And if it's just
company is rushing you either. It's just
No.
like, once you have a group of them, trade them out.
And if there's only 4 of you and you guys are on the same page,
And
it's not
now
like you have
4
a
of them.
hover manager, you know?
No, my manager is awesome. Like,
Yeah, that's what sucks about like some shops, because you probably had this in welding. I had it in carpentry, where you have like this general manager or like the shop, or not shop people, the office people would come hover, and you're just like, fuck, act like you're working.
Or like an engineer comes and starts telling you like, no, it should work.
It doesn't, you know. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about any. Like you're basically just in charge of yourself.
And I just a lot to learn, which that's the scary part, is just all the shit he was saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna take time.
Well, and like he would explain it, and then to fix it, he'd be like, all right, undo these screws for me. Can do. Like, I know that.
I know how to do screws.
Yeah. But like that's most of it, because the plugging in is just, there's one thing that plugs into one spot, but it's like across a giant microchip.
Yeah, and you're just like, holy shit. So then it's going to be so wild to like test, like figure out what's actually wrong with it. You just got to slowly start disconnecting it until it...
I mean, there's there's like a menu for machines, at least for this one. And this wasn't the oldest machine. Like this was a screen still. And like there was a menu where you could test all the lights to see if they work.
Oh yeah, so there's
you could
kind of
check
like
the balance of the steering wheel and the
boot up
pedal.
menu.
Yeah, and that was cool to see. And like you had to reset how many coins per.
Oh, so you could change it. So like some
Because
games...
this one was from a like maybe it was in a movie theater where it cost $1 to play
Instead
this game.
of 25 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's freaking cool that... Damn, you can do all that. And then also you're like learning, like if you ever go, be like, I could probably hack into
I
this.
could fuck with this.
I
Yeah.
could probably hack into this machine right now. I know the coding, dude.
But yeah, I have free arcade games for life now.
Yeah, because you have unlimited coins.
Because I can just open up the slot. Also, the place is littered with them. Just
Oh yeah,
all over the floor. You just see them
well, because there's probably
in the machines,
in the
and
machines,
then
and
they fall out, and they're like, I'm not going to get all of those.
Yeah, and they probably just have so many at home, and they're like, that's fucking awesome.
Because I need to get a coin jar for all the, because I think they keep quarters, but nickels and dimes they'll just toss, and those are, because I dropped a ratchet or a socket in the machine immediately after the guy was like, all right, you keep doing that, I'm gonna go out
And
for
you're
a
just
smoke
like,
break.
shit.
Yeah, I dropped it in something under the coin tray, so I reached in the machine and under it, because I have a tiny arm, which I think that will come in handy too with all of them, because I'm by far the smallest.
The smallest gator.
Yeah, and I was
Luckily
just,
you're a nerd too.
I just kept reaching in and grabbing something out. I was like, nope. And it was like half coin. So I was like, and like Up Down doesn't use coins. It's
so what
they
are
all have
those-
their own.
Yeah, so you
thing.
might as well just keep them.
Yeah.
That's
So
free.
I need to get just, a little coin
A
jar
little
for
coin
that.
jar, and then you're like, well, honey,
$20,
here's
yeah.
$20. Let me take myself out to lunch.
But like for free money that I'll deal with all day.
yeah, that's really cool. It
Yeah.
is kind of wild that, you know, you're going to be doing so much, and then also it's going to be so cool when you're like, guess I got to go to Milwaukee tomorrow
I'm very excited for those.
for traveling, you know, because that's going to be, you know, a night off. And then is it hourly
Yes.
pay? Okay. So
And there's no clocking in or out. I was like, yeah, how are we keeping track of this? He's like, oh, I'll show you. There's a whiteboard,
a whiteboard for your time?
and he's just write the number of hours you worked. So it's just like 4.
Oh my God. So it's
Cool.
very loose.
Yep.
And also I'm sure that our lunch, they're like, it counts.
I doubt.
Yeah, they just put 8.
Yeah, I'm guessing they do not time that shit, because my manager's like, literally, I was like, no, I don't need to go to lunch. I ate right before. I can keep working on shit. He's like, well, just come hang out. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
So that just day one it's setting the tone of how chill it
And
is.
I think they do that. Like I'm going
That's
to.
gonna be most
I
days.
need to turn down lunch just to save money for that place.
Well, yeah, because they probably go out a ton. That's
I
what
think they
happened
do, yeah.
when I like went to a certain department of my old job. It was like they go out every day, and I was like, well, I want to, but then after a while, you're like, fuck,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
there goes all my money.
But I think they were 3 single dudes who
who just do this
and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they'll be pretty flexible, getting there on time. You know, I'm sure they won't care about that.
Sure.
You know, that's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
But also, what sucks about those kinds of jobs is it's really cool, but it fucks with like your work ethic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, you're like, this is chill, and then like when something like it kills like that drive of getting shit done.
Because my hope is, because also watching them, they're good at like
Yeah.
It is wild watching him like turn on a machine and be like, all right, I think this is wrong. And just like dig into it and be like, well, that's the part. And like,
he's been doing it for 15 years.
There's thousands of games and they're literally all different.
They're all different, but I'm sure he's at least touched almost every single game.
Yeah, he showed me like his Bible, but it's by games.
Whoa.
Like it's not even by like builds or like Konami versus Capcom. This is how they do it. It's by game.
Yeah, because I'm sure even if it's the same developer, they just developed the game. They didn't build the game, you know? It's different builders.
Or like what's different about, like maybe it has a different sound. Like it's all sorts of shit.
God, dude, that's wild, but super exciting.
I'm very interested to see how that goes.
I'm curious how you're gonna feel after your first full week there.
Yeah.
You know, because like just working Mondays, you're like, okay, but now back to FedEx.
Yeah, I'm like, see you in a week.
And then, it's probably, you're only doing half days. And then half of that half day will be lunch.
I'll probably do more than 4 hours next time just so I can actually do more.
Yeah. But that's very chill, very relaxing. You also told me before we sat down to record, you're like,
I have a segment. Let's bring out maybe the best segment head you've made.
The scariest one for sure.
We're talking aliens.
Alien Corner, baby.
They're coming! They're coming! Listen to me!
All right, so you know how I'm super obsessed with aliens and UFOs and all that shit?
Yeah, and I think the government confirmed it, right?
Yes, and nobody gave a shit.
Which is wild. Because we talked about prior that people would.
And they just didn't. I did.
I mean, obviously, a lot of people were like, duh, it makes sense.
But like that they're like, yeah, I guess
I didn't actually listen to, I just know that they did confirm it.
Well,
did
they
they
like,
actually
we
announce?
have UFOs. They have pilots of non-human origin.
So they have ships and
that's
creatures?
That's what they say.
But they didn't release anything?
No. But that's what the U.S. has been talking about recently. Mexico.
Okay.
Yesterday had a big like conference or whatever the fuck, and they were like, "Look at these aliens!" and pulled out a couple of corpses for everybody to see.
Wait, what?
With X-rays and like CAT scans and
like full. What?
It still feels fake. But
it was Mexican government?
Yes. And they're like, these are very old, like 1,000 years old. They're not like what's happening now.
So they've had these for thousands of years?
It's a fucking alien.
What the fuck is that, dude? That literally looks like the creature that comes out of...
Oh, you think it looks like a chest burster? I think it looks like
from Alien. That looks like the guy that pops out of him.
I think it looks like E.T.
Oh my God.
Fuck. I'll look up the X-ray.
Do you think like when science fiction movies are made and the like scientists or the government looks, they're like, oh my God, they got it pretty close on that one. Like,
ooh. Hey, someone say something.
Yeah.
But like they did X-rays and all this shit. One of them has eggs.
What?
In their fallopian tubes, like or like whatever. Like,
dude, what the fuck?
That's what they're... It still feels fake, but like...
I don't know if it's fake if the government's talking about it.
I don't know like how great the Mexican government is. I don't know shit about them. But,
but if they're pulling out
it's
corpses...
still elected official. But like they pulled out these 2 giant boxes. And
like
then,
a coffin?
Yeah, and then open it up and there's just 2 fucking dudes, or I guess one's a girl, just chilling in there.
I wonder what the heck?
Yeah. and nobody gives a fuck.
I didn't even hear about that.
Right?
I mean, Wes texted me. I haven't watched this video yet.
Yeah, because I wanted to tell you and show you first.
I don't know if we can actually watch this on air, but he sent us it's Pat McAfee has a show. He's like a football guy.
Okay, yeah.
It's a clip from his show where it's Mexico showed off 1,000-year-old alien bodies.
There you go.
But then the rest of the title is, and they would be terrible at football.
Okay. I mean, that is true.
And then he just said, dude, this shit had me dying. So I haven't watched the clip yet. We'll probably watch it afterwards because I'm even curious about it. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't watch that before I came over.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I saw I haven't heard anything about it. That seems like massive news.
You fucking think that this could be proof of, and like, I think
it is proof. It's a body.
If it's real, which it kind of seems like.
Why wouldn't it be? What is the point of them You know what I mean?
Especially
What's the point of them
releasing
faking it?
especially releasing X-rays and stuff, and also like.
So is there photos of the X-rays?
Well, yeah, I showed you that with like the. Where
that's
like
what
the
that was?
eggs were there.
Oh,
Because they
shit.
have rib cages but no sternum. They
look tiny.
They are. I think they're like that big,
And they're just
like,
little. Yeah, it
Yeah,
literally
so you can
looks
fuck
like.
them up until they got their probe up your ass.
Yeah, but then they're just. Yeah, what else do they know about him? If they have X-rays and stuff, and I'm curious what they know, dude. Especially like, I mean, I've kind of had this theory for a while, but like. The fact that technology advanced so fast, I think it's because they had alien ships and they're slowly releasing it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like since the 40s, I think.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, all of a sudden you have color TV. Guess
Yeah.
what? Now the internet's in your pocket.
Or-
like the way it grew so fast, that's a little weird.
Think about when the Wright brothers took off to when we landed on the fucking moon.
Very quick.
50 something years.
Very quick.
Because it was like 1912 to
Yeah,
1969,
you learn how to fly,
right?
You learn how to fly, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, I can fly straight up, and you blow through the stratosphere.
And land on a moon. Or fucking just from flying
Also-
to dropping the atomic bomb.
Yeah,
Insane.
Oppenheimer,
You
dude,
look at
which I highly
World War,
recommend.
World War One versus World War Two, the plant. Like insane.
Even the weapon difference?
And now?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's the technology. I think it definitely stems back to they've had ships for a long time.
I think so.
And they've just been because I'm sure at first they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they slowly like reverse psychology these technologies, reverse engineer it, and they go, "Holy shit!"
That's what Bob Lazar talked about.
Who's that? An alien guy?
Yeah. He worked at secret bases. They deny it, but there's official spreadsheets that he's on, so it's somewhat proof. And he was claiming about all this shit.
Oh, he says like that's basically what
The
happened.
reverse engineering and all that.
I mean, that's
like going back to
what
Roswell.
would make sense. And also, why? Just if you're admitting part of it, just why can't you tell us everything? Or is there? Do you think there is just the tip of the iceberg?
I don't know. One of my favorite takes on it though was, and this is like my worst nightmare as a performer, but that the aliens like knew about all this and like they were getting hyped about being like them talking about it. So like in Congress, they're like, yeah, we have non-human pilots, and they're like, we're ready to go, and all the people are just like, we don't give a shit, and the aliens are just bummed.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thought process on it right now.
Or they're like super excited. They're like, finally, the people will know, and then they just
They
go,
will love us and all that we bring to this planet.
and they go, oh, everyone's gonna freak out, and then we can finally show ourselves, and then it's just like, okay, another tweet.
Yeah.
You know, nobody gives a fuck.
God damn it. It's like if up next, Jacob the Freak, and no applause, and I run out. I'm like, haha.
It's like, oh, we've already seen it. Move
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's like, oh, we've been watching alien videos for years. It is wild to me that, yeah, it's not a big deal, but it's a massive deal.
Maybe the biggest thing
And I think we've talked
ever?
about it before, but like, yeah, if that exists, doesn't that ruin religion? And
It
doesn't
can.
that like,
I would fully
I want to
believe
know
that.
more, dude.
I would fully believe aliens created us.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. Because that's what we will do in the future.
Why, if you're a creature and you can visit other planets with civilization, why wouldn't you create you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you become that big or smart, and if you're able to travel planets,
I love
or
playing
galaxies,
Sims. Yeah.
why wouldn't you?
Or dimensions.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you? Man, I am so curious.
Yeah, and like I heard someone, I don't know, because it was just a TikToker talking about this, but he went into details about how their body works, and so what that means. Like they have a neck that can like kind of shift up and down, so very similar to ET.
Yeah.
And that their eyes, like it's a little bit more open, so they can see a little bit more
So
than
they
we
have a
can.
little wider vision.
It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it can go further.
And they can probably take it in all at once.
Yeah, and the idea that the eggs, I think they pointed towards a more bird or reptilian-like species.
Okay, so they deliver. Okay.
But they said fallopian tubes, which I don't know if all animals have that.
I don't know.
Because I don't really know the difference between laying an egg and like having a baby, like how similar it is up to a point.
Yeah, and I don't know because when you lay an egg, then it grows in the egg.
But like it still grows in you for a little, like, because
Yeah.
you have to be fertilized inside. But no, fish don't have to.
I don't know,
Because
but
fish
then,
lay eggs and they get sprayed on.
I don't get
it.
took bio. I'm not a smart guy.
I got a D.
Really?
Yeah.
In high school bio?
Yeah, no, bio and chemistry, I got D's in both. If it wasn't for this kid, Tage, that I sat next to, and
That you
and
cheated off of?
he let me. I bought him so much alcohol when I could. I ran into
Yeah.
him once in college when
you
I
just
didn't
bought
go
him a
there.
ton
I was like, I fucking owe you so much.
And he's like there for
like-
engineering,
yeah,
chemical engineering.
yeah, probably because he was a smart kid.
I took chemistry, and I got like a B plus.
No, that stuff doesn't work for me.
Chemistry, for some reason, chemistry worked for me, and I hated math.
Yeah, that's what's weird because I was decent at math.
Because it was applied math.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like it made sense. But then also, if you were to show me, I don't even remember what it's called.
Now?
Like the chemistry, like you know what I mean? Like the chemistry math table.
Sure.
Where like that's how
yeah.
If you were to show that to me, I'd go, what the fuck?
Like periodic table, I understand, and like that kind of shit.
That's just a guide of this is that.
Yeah, but like the numbers and all that, I'd have to read what they are. But so I guess I don't remember.
Yeah. But like doing the math and adding shit, I don't know how that clicked for me in high school.
Yeah, that is weird.
And then
that you did well
it's like it looks like a giant like old school division table. And then
do you remember I do long division? I do remember that.
That's with the table?
That's with like the.
Yeah, I could probably figure it out. Because you work
down, but write the number on top.
Yeah, it's just dividing it.
You just have to know how many can go into each chunk.
Yeah, so it's just you're making smaller.
You can
division.
section it off. Yeah, which is nice.
But then also like when it gets to decimal. Oh, but then you round up to the nearest.
10th.
You round up to the nearest number that it can go into, right?
10th or 100th, usually, depending.
Yeah, I guess if you were to give me a weird number, I'd probably fuck it up.
I think I could do long division right now, but that's probably.
But even if it was like 3 divided by 700 and
sure, you know what I mean? Do a percentage where it's 0.00. Yeah, exactly. That'd be a bummer.
Because then you go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
If it was like 663 divided by 3, I could probably do that.
Yeah, you'd murder that. What is it right now?
110. Right?
663 divided by 3?
113. 223.
There you go. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I was doing it in my head, dude. If I saw that on the table, I would be easily. But if you add in odd numbers, you know what?
221.
You know what my TikTok's slowly becoming?
What?
I don't know if you've heard of this. It's a show.
Is it the percent?
It's the percent.
Yes!
It's the percent.
That's my entire TikTok right now. I fucking love it.
It's my entire TikTok right now.
Because you watch the whole video every time.
Well, because you have to.
I'll get 5 in a row.
But dude, I was feeling pretty good. And some of them I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and then other ones I get immediately.
Yeah, and I'm like,
fuck yeah, I'm a genius.
But
And
then
it's like only 25% of people can get this. And I go, well, I got it.
Yeah,
it is weird.
I'm the fourth
I'm
smartest
getting
person.
2 different shows. I'm getting like the Australian one.
Is that with Jim Jeffries?
That's new.
Because I don't have his yet. I have the other guys.
And then I have the other guy, which is the UK.
God, how are we both getting it at the same time?
Well, because then also I'm obsessed with Taskmaster.
I still get a few of those.
Which is, dude, but this, I think it's genius to put these because it's just one question. You're going to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-minute thing. Dude, some of them are puzzling. And how the fuck do they come up with those questions?
No idea.
Like, I saw one today where it was like, fill in the word of this sentence.
Oh.
And it was like, but then if you looked at it, it was the same sentence forward and backwards.
Oh.
So if you just read it backwards, it would give you the word you needed.
Sure.
And I got that one.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Because a lot of them have very specific rules that you have to nail to get it right.
Also, if you read the description carefully,
yes,
they usually tell you what to do. But sometimes you're like, I don't.
But like, I'll come up with an answer, and then it'll be the right answer, and they're like, "Yep, this is why." I'm like, I did not do it that way.
Yeah, sometimes there's multiple choice ones, and I'm like, I don't know, and then I'll just pick it, and I get it, and I'm like, this is why, and I go.
Never would have thought,
but I got it right.
Yeah,
you know?
And I wonder how many people in the crowd are just like, woo.
Yeah. Well, because I think it's just a random 100 people, right? And then they slowly.
It has to be some smart people.
Well, at least a few.
Because 1% of, if you grab 100 people, they're not gonna figure that shit out.
No, because some of them they go
insane.
What? Like there was one where it's like based on like letters mirrored and like dude, it's fascinating. And I'd never. Is this show on the air right now?
I don't know.
I had never heard of this show.
I love the TikTok version of it though.
Oh,
and I feel smarter, but I'm like, this isn't teaching me anything because it's such a specific.
I mean, it's using a part of your brain, like just a creative problem solving part of your brain.
I think this is more of a this is more of an IQ test kind of thing.
Yeah,
where it's not, you don't have to know anything to get it. You don't have to be good at science or math. It's just,
you don't have to be good at specifics.
It's just figuring.
It's problem solving.
Anyone could do it technically. You just have to be smart enough to think of it that way.
And the tough part is like, all right, 30 seconds start now, and I go, like I panic. I go, I can't do this in 30 seconds.
Well, because one is Izzy and I were watching, and then she paused it. I was absolutely
no,
not.
you can't.
No,
that's
you
not
cannot
fair.
pause it.
No.
I berated her for
That's
it.
like, dude. That's like if you watch Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. You can't pause those.
Yeah, no, like
you gotta solve it with the people. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you go. I'd love doing Wheel of Fortune and being like, oh, I know it before. But Jeopardy's really tough.
Unless it's your thing.
But also sometimes like I'll see occasional clips of Jeopardy on because I think they're going through a weird host thing. Like the girl from Big Bang Theory was the host for a while.
But she's now not, and people are pissed about it, I think.
I think Aaron Rodgers might become the host. They've been talking about that for a while.
He's not playing football.
Yeah, rest in peace.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, because Wes was a big Packers and Aaron Rodgers fan.
And I like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I liked him too. Fourth play-in.
Yeah.
Fucking ruined. We're a sports podcast now.
Yeah. And that's what we know the least amount
But
about.
I remember like watching a thing on TikTok and it was like movies. And I was like, cool. I didn't get any of them. Like I was like, Jesus.
And critically acclaimed Amadeus, and you're like, fuck.
Oh, Daredevil? I know that one. It is kind of wild too, like when like you don't know it or like you do know it and then they're just silent, like they have no idea.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there's like it's like pop culture.
Right, because they're four intelligent people and you're the dumbest person in the room, but you're like, I fucking got that.
Yeah, you're like, I know that song lyric. You idiots. That's what I always you're like, I got that.
What is this?
It's pretty badass. We got some whiskey here, which I kind of want to do a cheers because we have another segment we're about to do now that you finished off your high life. We finished off the last two highlights from the Power Hour. Actually, let's do a cheers and then we'll talk about the Power Hour because the Power Hour will be out by the time this comes out.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, it's just smooth,
Bullet.
dude. It kind of has. Do you get like we're drinking Bullet whiskey. It kind of like a little bit reminds me of like maple syrup, a little bit, like just the way on the swallow.
It's not sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very good whiskey.
Sweet. I tried our first peaty whiskey. Not a fan.
No, not a fan.
Which is disappointing because I've heard people talk about peatiness. And I was always curious about it.
Well, because
it wasn't the peaty that we
wasn't
disliked.
the peatiness.
It was aerated.
It was the vapor.
Vapor, yeah.
We tried a vapor whiskey a few days ago.
Did we talk about this in the podcast?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
So we should probably talk about this now since we're talking about whiskey. So we went to a taste testing at Izzy's bar. Because like they were doing a free whiskey event, so you could get free whiskey. So we got a free sample of this vapor whiskey, Ardbeg.
Yep,
that's the brand of it. They had their new whiskey they were promoting called this vapor whiskey, and literally.
Because I remember you joked about like, oh, it's like I put
Vicks
that on my chest
Vicks
when I was a
Vapor
kid.
Rub. That's all I know about vapor. That's what it tasted like.
Yeah, it was, and like anytime you did this, just like.
And you know how vapor like lingers on you? That's how the shot felt. And it was like disgusting. And I was like, I can't get it out of my mouth.
And like we drank stuff, but that also contained the vapor.
And then we had mixed drinks that were used with this vapor whiskey. And I thought they would be good. Like we had like this toasted marshmallow martini.
Espresso martini too.
Espresso martini, which that sounds amazing.
But then it wasn't.
It was just so vapory and watery and not a fan of that. But it was cool to try it because I'd never heard of it.
And it was a fun event. Got a new hat? You got a pin and a pen?
Yeah, I got a pin and a pin.
Yeah.
I kept saying I got a pin and a pin. But that was really fun. And then the Power Hour we did a few days ago, which will be out by the time you hear this. We're not going to release it on the streaming platforms. Yeah. Because as I was editing, I'd go, this is a terrible audio experience.
It's a lot of just slurping and burping.
Yeah, it's a lot of burping. It's a lot of... There's some silences, because we're drinking. So if you want to watch the Power Hour, it will only be on YouTube. I think last year we released on everything, but
sure. Which is a weird choice.
It's only on YouTube, and I think it turned out really good. It's really fun. It was a blast. I got fucking hammered on Sunday.
I didn't get that bad. I was disappointed in myself of how I did in the Power Hour.
Yeah,
I only drank like 4 beers, but I was
you did 5.
Oh, did I get 5?
You
okay.
got 5. You got 5. You finished.
But I was actively drinking still, but it was just not going down as fast.
Yeah, I think. Well, you just learn by doing it. I think you got to start off by chugging one. Just because when you chug one, you get that initial just drunk buzz, and then maybe halfway through chug another, or I don't know.
Sure.
I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but go watch it. It was a lot of fun. But then we kept drinking and hanging out, and I I feel like I was so drunk and you guys weren't.
Yeah.
You know, on Sunday.
Yeah, you got pretty drunk.
Yeah, I was like Monday. I was like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I was
Sure.
like, I was like feeling like just kind of shitty.
Sure.
But I don't even know. I think I did a lot of shots of that cucumber vodka.
Did you? Because I only did one, I think.
I think I did like 4.
Oh my God.
But I also can't remember. And then also like, if I was just drinking beer, maybe it was like, I don't know.
I think it would have been the shots then.
Yeah, but I did drink a lot of beer and didn't throw up or eat.
We also didn't have lunch or dinner.
Yeah, I didn't eat.
All I had was eggs and toast that morning.
I at least ate before we did the power hour. But that was an experience, and it was fun. Didn't go to class the next day.
I assumed. I figured you'd be pretty hungover.
But I went to class this week.
Good.
And besides Monday, and it's so wild how some classes are so slow.
Sure.
Like we got our first. I missed editing. It was like editing class, which that's one of the classes where I could miss because I fucking know how to edit.
Well, and you're in editing 1.
Yeah, very basic. And like literally he's been giving us projects of like, oh, edit this, edit this, edit this. And he's like, okay, time for our first project that I'll actually grade. So it's like, oh, I missed something that we don't even have to turn in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it's just like, oh, get comfortable with the program.
Sure. Something you've been using for a decade.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. So at least I didn't feel bad. But let's go into a segment. We haven't done the segment in a while, but it's Slippery Sins. All right, welcome back to Slippery Sins, which, side note, I just watched 7.
Oh,
which,
right.
This is kind of based on, and we used a graphic from the trailer of 7 in this the intro. Yeah, where it flashes the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, sure.
That's from.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's ripped from 7. Great fucking movie.
Yeah.
David Lynch, right?
Right. I think so.
I think.
It sounds right.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right,
but
hit me.
The first card I grabbed is envy.
Okay.
Have you ever flirted with someone to make someone else jealous? If not, would you ever? I feel like you have.
Flirted to make someone jealous.
Yeah, I feel like you have.
All right, let me think about it for a second.
I feel like, especially back in your horror era,
No, it definitely been when I was living in a college town.
Oh, okay. So
Like-
not downtown.
No, because I had no one to make jealous then.
Oh, yeah, because you were just.
It was just, I would have someone come over.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, I would go to like parties and stuff. And like not as much because everyone there was pretty just open to everything.
Yeah. I mean, it just reminds me of the story of where you went to a party.
Yep. Nope, no. Yeah, I got the story. And yep.
I think you might have told it on the
I
podcast
have,
before, but let's hear it again.
Yeah, let's retell it.
It fits the card. I love this story.
Yep. No, definitely. This was the most I've ever done this. And it's wild.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So this was the weekend where I fucked up my leg at work and then I went out to party for it. I remember the first night, got drunk, went out dancing. I dropped this cute girl because I tried to dip her on my bad leg and I
just dropped her.
She just hit the concrete. Yeah.
See you later.
And this girl who I had been friends with for a long time, like in this group, and like it wasn't normal for us all to go back to this house that we all stayed at. And I knew she had a boyfriend at the time, who she's now married to.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
And
I don't think you'd said that the last time.
Right. And her and I like always had a flirty thing going, but I knew she was a relationship, so I was just kind of going like everybody else, but I liked her the most.
Oh, yeah.
And like it was kind of known, she knew that too, I'm sure. But like that night we finally fucked around. We didn't like have sex or anything, but
you're
like
fooling around.
Oh yeah, pretty much everything. But yeah. And then the next day we're having a party later. I don't remember the morning with her as much. Like if she just wait, actually I do because when she got up, she just full on put her leg on her hand on my leg and like got up that
on your
way.
bad leg.
And I just like woke up screaming.
Good morning. Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah. And then the next day we were hosting a little party. I don't remember what for exactly because we tried to theme our parties and she was coming to it. So I was like, oh, that would be fun to see her again.
Yeah. Maybe.
Brings her boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's a weird move on her part.
Yeah. And then she also brings a couple other people. One of them is this tiny little gay guy. And at this point I was pretty fluid sexually. Yeah. Like I didn't fuck any other guys, but I liked kissing them. I liked dancing with them. I liked flirting with them. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this guy and me, we like, shit. I'm trying to remember if this happened first. Let's say this does happen first. Him and I make out a little bit just while talking stuff. And like, I'm aware that she's in the room.
Yeah, she
so
sees
I'm like,
it.
oh, maybe she'll be jealous of me and this man.
Yeah, she'll be jealous of that. That's how jealousy works.
Oh, wait, no, shit. That wasn't even the first one.
Wait, what?
No. All right. So backtrack. A different guy.
Telling this like
party.
telling it like a Tarantino film. Yeah. It's like a gay Tarantino film.
So there's a different guy at this party. I remember he was a microbiologist.
Ooh, nice.
And he was explaining that kind of shit to me, and we were talking out on the porch, and it was nice. And he was a smart guy. Didn't know he was
very
gay.
Smart.
Didn't know anything. And they just kind of, we're talking. I'm super interested in what he's saying because he's really intelligent, and I like learning about shit. And then just kind of throws her arm around me. I'm like, damn it, that's what's happening.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm not going to push away. So he's kind of cute. He's smarter than me. He's going to be a doctor someday.
I wonder if he is.
Probably at this point. And so him and I make
He's
out.
doing surgery right now. Listen to this story.
So him and I make out a little bit. Whatever. I think
whatever.
Yeah, and then
It's 2023. You're allowed to make out
This
whatever
was
you
like
want.
2018?
17. Yeah, maybe.
Probably like 7 years ago, maybe.
Maybe
6-7 years ago, because I was a welder at the time.
Yeah.
Didn't let any of those guys know about it.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have liked it.
No, they would have hated it. The teapot guy, he would have hated it.
But yeah, so I make out with this guy, and then like I liked him. Like I never wanted to date a guy, but I enjoyed flirting and talking. And
You
hanging
enjoy
out with
just
guys.
having fun.
Yeah. And then I found out he has a boyfriend. I'm
Oh,
like, fucking
Jesus.
2 for 2 homewrecker over here. So I then make out with the third guy to make both of them
To make 2 people jealous, and so you're making out with 3 people.
yeah, in one night. Well,
But also, did it feel good? Did it feel fun? Like you were like, I'm feeling good.
it felt fun until the third guy I messed around with begged to suck my dick in the bathroom. And I'm like, no,
there you go. Nah.
don't need that. No.
But it's your 100% your fault.
2 tears. Because he's drunk at this point.
He was crying, begging
Because he
and
wanted
crying.
to fuck around with me. I'm like,
Oh my god!
no thanks, bud.
But he started crying because you were saying no.
Because I'm turning him down. And like he was cute. He was like
that's
a little
'cause
Hispanic guy.
That's because you made out with him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, no,
dude,
he was-
that's fucked up.
And he was also intelligent too. Because I remember, because when
was he doing macrobiology?
because when he heard me talking to the other guy at one point, he was like, I know more about that shit. And like it was an obvious jealous
Oh
thing.
my God.
And this girl did not give a shit that I was
Oh yeah,
doing.
her boyfriend was there. Why would she?
Her future husband was sitting next to her the entire time. He was probably like, who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? And she's like, I don't know, but he's about to get his dick sucked.
Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's crying.
That is weird, dude.
Yeah, it
If
was a
someone
weird night.
begged to.
Yeah, poor guy.
I don't think I've ever. I'm not really much of a big flirter in person.
Sure.
But like I remember, like I would like flirt over text.
Yeah.
And I think like when I was dating the girl I dated for a long time, we went through a bunch of rough patches, obviously.
Yep.
But I started talking to this other girl who was really into me.
The one I know of?
Maybe.
So not the one I'm thinking of that was really into you.
No, this is one that you don't know.
Okay.
That was from her town. Her small town. You might know her. Her name is a country.
Yes.
Yeah,
no,
okay,
because she was obsessed with you
She was
when you and I lived
obsessed-
together.
Yeah, she was obsessed with
She
me.
was fucking cute.
Very
too.
cute. A little bit younger. I think a few years younger than me. But way into Foo Fighters. I love the Foo Fighters, so we would talk about that kind of stuff. And I would like kind of actively flirt with her.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend would know.
Yeah.
And it would make her so mad. And I would, it was very shitty.
Sure.
But I would just, it was attention that I wasn't getting elsewhere.
Sure.
And it was also like, this girl's way into me. So I was like, kind of playing like devil's advocate. I was like, I'm not doing anything wrong, even though I obviously was.
Sure.
By feeding into her
Yeah.
attention. Yeah. So that was kind of shitty. But I don't think I've ever done it in real life. I've had girls get jealous in real life, but it's not because I was flirting. It's because I was just accidentally talking to another girl.
Right.
And then they get mad.
Because Izzy thinks it's funny because after shows and stuff, I'll have a lot of girls come up to
Yeah.
me. But it's funny when it changes for her and then she comes in and just like starts touching me. Like she's not upset at me at
Yeah.
all because I'm like,
But it's funny for her because she sees the way they change.
yeah, it's funny when it's because sometimes it depends how attractive the person is too.
Yeah.
When it's some of the people that have flirted with me, she thinks it's fucking hilarious, and she'll just leave me to it. I'm like, no, hey,
get me out of this.
Okay. Yeah.
But also, like, if a hot girl's talking to you, she probably walks up and just grabs your nipple.
Like, she'll just start touching me. I'm like, fuck, I'm sore. Like, it's like those moments.
Touches you right in your fucking staple hole.
No, it's right after Bed of Nails is my closer, so she'll like wrap her arms. I'm like, it's just like that kind of stuff.
That's kind of cool that you guys can do that.
Well,
like
I think it's hilarious watching people flirt with her at the bar. I think she's annoyed that I'm not more upset about it.
Yeah, because
I've fed into other guys on New Year's.
Yeah, on New Year's, that guy fucking loves her.
He literally asked her to leave me or leave her for her to leave me
for him.
And I knew that, but I didn't know it was that guy. And you and I spent all New Year's Eve with him.
And the fact is, she got mad about that. Yeah. And it's like,
you didn't tell us who he was.
We didn't know. Yeah. I was like, no, it's just a guy we nerded out with, dude.
Well, because I remember she walked past and I slapped her ass. And she's like, who did that? I'm like, me. And she's like, okay. And then he's like, are you guys together? Because she was worried it was him. Yeah. And he was like, are you guys together? I'm like, yeah, that's... I guess we were engaged at that point.
No, you're like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. But you had no idea.
Because he's a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh shit. Yeah. Let me turn the conversation to me. Yeah. To someone else. Dude, that's really funny. Let me pull out another card.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, I don't even know what the colors mean. I'm just going to grab one randomly. Hopefully it's a good one. Ooh, I don't know if this applies, but this is a greed card.
Greed.
What is the last thing you stole? Is it currently in your possession?
Stole.
Ooh, stealing.
Because I am not a thief.
Yeah, but have you ever?
I can think of 2 instances I've stolen.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I'll start by saying...
I used to steal a ton growing up.
I know, and I didn't like you for it. That's like...
A lot of people didn't like me for it. Probably the companies I was stealing from.
Yeah. So... I grew up, my dad was a cop, and I don't know why, but stealing was always something I was terrified of.
Yeah, but it gives you a thrill, dude.
Not me. One time, and
my sisters still do it. And I hate it.
In kindergarten, I stole a cookie from lunch line, like it was an a la carte.
Yeah.
I ate it. I threw it up.
Because of the guilt?
Because of the guilt.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I can remember ever intentionally stealing. And I literally threw it. It was like a sugar cookie.
Oh,
cost $1.19 at checkout,
and it was fine.
Yeah,
it was a fine.
It was a dry cookie.
Yeah, it was fine.
And then the other time, it was on accident, and was for you and me's big road trip. My senior after I graduated.
I remember this. I don't think we ever talked about this story. This is hilarious.
So it was. We were all gearing up for this road trip. We stopped at a Walmart to pack stuff up, and then I found this stupid fucking shirt. It was Elmo.
It was really
coming out of like not a trash can.
I
but
don't remember, dude. But it was a kid shirt.
He was buff as fuck. So it was just a buff Elmo shirt, and it was the funniest thing to me.
But it was a child shirt, but it fit you.
It fit me. Yeah. And so I thought it was so funny. It was like $3 or something. So I was going to get it. And I remember at the first checkout we went to, I start scanning stuff.
Yeah, because we're at self-checkout.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. So I'm like, all right, I throw the shirt over my shoulder and I take some of the stuff out of like the thing. And then we go to the next checkout and I forget that the shirt's on my shoulder. Yeah. And so I buy all my stuff, and then on our way out, someone runs up and stops us too. And they're like, "Hey, can I see the receipt?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I give it to them. They're like, "All right, you're good."
Yeah,
none of us realized that I had the shirt. We didn't
realize it till we got to the car.
And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's why they stopped me too, is because they see me with something on my shoulder." Yeah,
but they let you go, and it's like you did it on accident because you tried paying for it. Dude, yeah, I remember because you were like, "I didn't mean to do it."
Yeah, and then literally the guilt. That week, my dog died and my car broke down.
You think you caused that?
The switch flipped in me where I correlated those two things.
Oh my God. No, you never told me that part.
Yeah, no, that's part of my fucking guilt. It's wild.
So you're like, I'm never going to, what if someone dies again? Jesus.
I cannot think of anything I've purposely stolen since. I've wanted to steal from work sites too.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like my old welding hood.
Oh,
my company provided it, but then I wore it for 4 years.
I mean, I used to, I would take shit from work, like glue, like wood glue, and like just, well, also I use shit, like my car was my work car.
So you keep stuff in it.
So I would keep it in my car, but then I'd also use it in my free time.
So I didn't empty my work bag from like grinding wheels, cutting discs,
took it with you.
Things that you use up.
Yeah.
I kept those, and I was like, that I didn't.
That's what I did. That's what I did when I turned all my tools in. Is like I gave back the big tools, but I kept all the sandpaper, screws.
I had I had to turn in like my calipers because those were really expensive.
Yeah, I had to turn in my drills and levels and shit that had like barcodes. But like I don't know what the last thing I haven't stolen in a long time.
Sure.
Dude, because it freaks me out.
It's not worth it
because I don't want to be like that fucking 29-year-old guy that gets caught shoplifting. You know what I mean?
A loser. Like like being standing by the door with whoever works at fucking Walgreens, and they're just like, what is this?
What
am I doing?
Yeah, it's not like and I have plenty of money. You know, I can buy whatever I want, buy anything I want. My sisters steal shit but also they also don't have a lot of money. So I kind of justify why they do it, but also it drives me nuts. Yeah, because they like every time they go to the store, they always do. Like they're like kleptos. See, they steal yarn and like they go to like it's wild.
I couldn't even be around them if they did that.
No, it drives me nuts. And sometimes we'll go to the store together and I don't realize it, and then we get back and she like pulls stuff out and I'm like, "What the fuck? When'd you do that?" And I was like, "She's like, oh, when you weren't looking." Because like, why?
I get the idea of
it's a thrill. I get the thrill.
Well, also, I get the idea of like it's a corporation. It doesn't matter. But I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it just feels gross. Yeah. I remember my old college roommate was a klepto.
Sure.
And he would just steal shit all the time. And he would steal shit that he didn't even want. You know, he would like go to like the doctor and open the drawers and take shit out. Ugh. Like, you know what I mean?
I really don't like that. Jesus.
Yeah, he took out one of those like vagina things. He stole one of those once.
The
spreaders, you know, for like that kind of stuff. He stole one of those once.
I don't like that. Why was he in the same room as those?
He just, I mean, it wasn't used.
Yeah.
He was going through the drawers.
Probably was used, just cleaned.
He was going through the drawers and just started putting shit in his backpack.
I hate that.
And
I hate that so much.
He just did it because I don't understand that, but I know that like people that steal a lot have that, like, it's a thrill. Sure. It's kind of like people that like gambling. You get that thrill.
Yeah,
it's not for me.
It was just not in me.
No,
because you stole candy bars and stuff.
Yeah, I used to steal a ton of candy when I was a kid from like one local grocery store because my neighbor got me into it. But then I quit doing it because I got paranoid.
Yeah,
and then also I got almost busted one time stealing from Hy-Vee, and that sucked. But it was not good. Another question on this card is, what good deed will you never do, no matter how much it might improve the life of some random stranger?
I'll never pick up a hitchhiker.
Oh, yeah.
Not worth. Nope.
Yeah. I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Just never will. I'll rarely stop at the side of a road. No, I mean, I never have. I can't think of.
Hitchhiking scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, because I don't know you. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't.
I've been watching Mad Men. And there's a scene where he picks up a hitchhiker. Mm-hmm. He picks up like this young couple. It's a dude and a chick, and then like takes him to like a motel and then like parties with him.
Oh,
but then they give him like these weird pills. Yeah. I mean, he takes them because he's like, whatever. And then like he fucking ends up passing out and they rob him.
Oh,
and
you realize we did that with a guy. Didn't hitchhike, but I let him into my apartment.
Yeah,
and he gave us random pills.
Hitchhiking is that's a good pull. That's something I'll never.
That's the biggest
one. But also,
I've
never like. I don't even like. Also, it kind of relates to hitchhiking, but not really. Is like when I see people on the street begging for money, I kind of quit doing that.
When I'm in my car, never.
Yeah,
but like walking,
I roll up my window.
Let me tell you the funniest.
That shitty?
This is also maybe shitty for me to think this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
It was one of those situations, and this person walks up to a car holding their sign, and then presses the sign against the window, so they're holding it with like their palm against it, so
God,
they can't like even pull it off. And just the thought of just a cardboard box with "please help," like just press against your window. God. It's so aggressive, and I can't even imagine. Like, I just pray that it wasn't like a 16-year-old girl like in the driver's seat just being like, Jesus just fucking crying. Christ. Yeah.
Dude, something like that almost happened to me.
But just pressed. It's so aggressive.
So I was this happened a while ago. I was on my way to Gaming Off the Grid studio to work on shit, and I was at a stoplight. But you know how those people are like usually on the corner? Mm-hmm. I was like the third car in the row.
Yeah.
And she had like this lady had like started walking up towards the cars, but she was on my passenger side. I was turning right.
Yeah.
So like she's on my passenger side walking up to try and get my attention.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of ignore her, I just feel weird. So I don't want to make eye contact and then give you hope,
You were also an unemployed student.
Yeah, true. So I don't have a lot. But then, dude, no joke. She leaned up into my passenger window. It was rolled up, and then walked around my car. So now she's in the middle of the road and came to my driver's window.
God, I hate that.
And like was standing there like with the sign. She didn't push it again.
Yeah.
But like doing this like next to my, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like I feel like you're about to attack me. Like I felt so unsafe, and I was like,
I don't.
That's too far.
And like I feel shitty, but like I'm not gonna roll the window down because
At that point,
I don't know
what's fucking stab me
or reaches it anything. Like it's just like
that's you're pushing it.
Yeah,
I get that you're probably struggling all this stuff, but like
that sucks. But like
that's fucked up.
Well, like if I'm driving Izzy, I will park way back. If someone's at the corner,
yeah.
like if it's at a red light and we're not the first car, I will pull way back.
Because it's just really awkward.
Because if they walk towards her, I will pull forward and they can walk back. Like I don't like putting her in those situations either.
No, it's fucking freaky.
Yeah.
I also noticed that like over the summer, have you noticed that it's becoming more and more?
It's gone up a lot.
And also
in Des
Moines, but there's been times where I've seen families like with kids.
Yeah.
How is that allowed?
I don't know.
Like you think that's
sitting out in August, yeah.
How is that? How are you allowed to have children sitting on the edge of this begging for money?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like I feel terrible.
And like, then
but also like,
because also you read the stories where like this is a grift, they'll do that, and like you don't fucking know what's real or not. Like, and it sucks.
That's the problem is
like,
so many people do it for scamming.
I'm just like, God, I'm so happy my taxes go towards a place you can go to.
Yeah,
please go there. Like it's just.
Yeah,
fuck.
it's when I see the kids, I just go, "What the heck are you doing?" Like, don't you get your kids taken away?
I don't know.
Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that seems like very unfair to children.
Yeah,
like that's,
and like obviously we know like it's a big issue.
Yeah, it's
and,
a
like,
big issue.
Sucks,
yeah,
but like we don't know what to do, and like I much prefer putting my money towards a place they can go than. Opening
well because also you don't
I don't have cash.
I don't carry cash, but then also it's like I'm saying for the most part is if you give them cash they're gonna go spend it on like booze or
who knows,
you know what I like, you know what I mean, like so it's, and then man, I've heard so many stories especially in Des Moines of people that set up shop just to get cash, but they have a job and I
have heard about that too,
like
which
it's happened,
interesting.
where like they take shifts and there's like a car parked
or
nearby.
A lot of people lie about being a vet,
just to get compassion. Like at that point it's like it sucks because you don't know who to trust, and then like your compassion goes down because of it, and they ruined it, you know.
I also just don't carry cash.
That's it's a problem, but it's also fucked up.
It's sad. It sucks, but I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't fix it.
At least I'm not as shitty as my ex-girlfriend. Remember what she told you that one time about homeless people?
Are you sure it's not what Izzy told me one time?
I'm pretty sure it was when that girl I dated for 3 months.
Okay, what'd she say?
So it was like the first time you met her.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm afraid to give money to one homeless person because then I'll have to give it to all of them.
Nope, that's what my girlfriend said.
That's what your girlfriend said?
She feels so bad that she doesn't like giving it to one
I'm pretty sure
as
that's
a favorite.
what my ex said.
No, that is a very famous Izzy quote. One of my favorite things she said.
Because she thinks she'll have to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I just remember her saying that where she's like, I just feel so bad if I give it to one person. I want to give it to everybody, and I can't do that.
And you're just like,
what?
Oh, what? Oh my. Let's do one more and then we'll wrap up this episode. Let's get a good one, hopefully. This one is sloth.
Okay.
So about laziness. Have you ever turned down sex to watch TV or play video games? Was it worth it?
I don't think I have.
Oh,
but
ever?
I've had sex turned down in order to do that.
In order to watch something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I would always choose sex over a video game or TV.
I think I have.
I do have one.
I think I have. I think it was back when I lived with my ex-girlfriend. We had a townhome and we lived together for a while, but I was also in the midst of being obsessed with Battlefield 4.
Sure.
And I was playing it all night with my coworkers. So like every Friday night we'd get off work. No joke. We'd get off work at like 3:30, 4:30 and we'd stop and get liquor and just get online immediately and play all night.
Jesus. No, I've never done that.
So, but I loved it.
Sure.
My girlfriend hated it.
Sure.
But I remember we would play all the time. That's when I was drinking full Jaeger bombs.
Gross.
So I'd have like 4 of those a night.
Gross.
It's like 3 cans of
It's
Red Bull.
amazing you do not have kidney stones.
Yeah. But I remember like there was a few times where like she'd be like, hey, time to go to bed. Or, hey, come join me in bed. And I'd be like, after this game. And then I'd play like 2 more games.
Sure.
And like, sometimes like while I'm on the headset, she would like try to initiate something just to distract me.
I love that.
But I would turn it down. And then I just, looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
Right, yeah.
But I was just in the moment, I was like, I'm bonding with my coworkers, I'm
Get off me.
and like it was really shitty, but like I would like legit ignore her while I was
Sure.
gaming. Like that's fucked up.
Well, it didn't work out.
It didn't. I mean,
And
yeah, it
there's
did.
a lot of reasons why.
It didn't
that
work
was
out,
one of them.
and that was definitely one of them.
No, the only time I can think of anything close to that is I went over to this girl's place. We were fucking around. We put Community on in the
Nice,
background.
dude.
But then, what's the episode name? The dice episode.
Yeah, the dice episode, the best
Something
episode.
chaos theory.
Remedial chaos.
Yeah, remedial chaos theory came on, and
Yeah.
we both were like, "Oh shit!"
The best episode of Community.
Pause, and we just watched the show, and then went back to it.
Okay, see that's at least you're not rejecting somebody in order.
No,
to,
we agreed. Like, this is better than whatever we're gonna do.
and then we get back to it. Yeah, dude. If you haven't seen that episode of Community,
The best episode of television.
I think it's the best episode of television.
Best episode of a sitcom I've seen.
It's
for
dude,
sure.
It's in that's if people's never seen Community, that's the episode I show them first.
Yeah, you can start with
But
that
also like you don't know the character backstory and all that stuff, but it's just a genius television show.
Yeah.
Also, Community, fucking incredible.
I need to restart that.
What is that on even more? Is it on Hulu? Is that
It used to be on Hulu. It might be on Netflix now, which I don't have anymore.
Yeah, and I don't have Netflix. Maybe I need to. I've been getting into DVDs.
That would be one to buy.
I'd like to have.
I
that.
bought The Office, and that was worth it.
I don't have the complete set.
Yeah,
but
you have like seasons like 1 through 6.
But I do have the script for season 4, Dinner Party.
I know. I
which
read that
is
one.
fucking my favorite episode of The Office.
All right, we're gonna end this episode. Well, don't take the last drink. There's a game I wanted to try.
Oh, a different game? Okay, we're doing another
But
segment.
let's do our closing things, and then we'll do it.
Oh, and then we'll end with a game?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you, we're doing this out of order, but make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Moist Monday Podcast.
Christ. Do we have an X?
No.
Okay.
I don't know why I made it with Threads, because I think I downloaded the app and then made Threads for everything.
Were you just like, this is gonna be so big?
No, I was just like,
I don't even know what it looks like.
it's basically Instagrammed in text form. that's
So Twitter?
yeah, but it's Instagram in
Okay.
text. Yeah, it's. But I was also like, if you want to be big on social media, you got to jump on the
Should make
horse
a
of
Truth Social,
the hell is
the
that?
Republican one.
Like, download it, get us a Parler app.
I think Parler died immediately.
I think they got shut
Truth
down.
Social is where Trump is now, and he'll release like 20 videos a day of just him ranting.
I would love to just watch them
No, they're so funny.
and just be like, what the
There
fuck?
was one where it was like, Biden doesn't look good in a bathing suit. Like, that was part of it.
Do you look good in a bathing suit?
He does
you
not.
both are 70 plus years old. Nobody in your 70s looks good in a bathing
And
suit.
that's fine. Except for, wait, is Susan 70 yet? No.
Susan Sarandon?
She's probably 60s.
She's
she might
got to be in her 70s.
You think?
Dude, she's old.
I know. God.
But she's so hot.
And always. Still is. God.
Oh, dude, yeah. I just watched Rocky Horror Picture Show. Dude, it's incredible. She like is half naked the entire time.
Never fully naked.
Yeah.
I don't think her boobs have ever been in anything.
But everybody else in that movie does get full. Like you see a lot of tits, and I like it.
Born 1946. How old is that?
46? That'd be 50. She's
Nope.
for sure. Because I go 50.
Oh.
She's over 70, dude. She's like 76. 74. She's 74.
77.
77. She's almost 80. Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah. Jesus.
But make sure you send us an email, moistmoneypodcast@gmail.com. Rate us 5 stars on all the podcast apps. We would appreciate it. We haven't got one in a while, but we're still a 5-star podcast.
5-star man.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. You can see our mugs. You can watch the Power Hour, a bunch of other stuff. We would like it. Share the video, share the podcast, do whatever you got to do. Do it. This is just the plugs,
Yeah.
You've heard it before. Most people don't make it this far, but now we got a game, I guess.
All right. It's a very easy game. You'll have to. This is mainly for the video component. You'll have to do a zoom in. We're gonna finish these drinks while looking in the camera and not make a face.
Oh, this is a game?
Yeah, it's just don't make a face when you take a shot.
Okay. So I'm going to put down the microphone
Do you think you'd not make a face during this?
and just chug it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
just don't make a face.
Okay, so we're going to put down the microphone. Happy Moist Monday, everybody.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.
Something cool I did see, because I just asked any question I could think of when working on shit.
Oh yeah, you might as well.
It was because it was a driving game, but it was one that the steering wheel will fight you.
Oh.
So I was like, what causes that? And he's like, oh, let me show you. Pulls out a fucking motor. He's like, and it's like, if you plug it in here, that's the name of this kind of chip. If you have to pass it through this kind of circuit thing.
Holy shit.
No, he's been doing it for 15 years.
Working 4 up down? Or just arcade tech?
Dave and Buster's, then up down.
Oh, Dave and Buster's probably has a lot of shit.
And probably easier to work on, because I bet that's a lot of just chips.
That's more modern.
Because some of them just have PCs in the back now.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think it would be more fun to do old stuff.
yeah, it's just a lot of wires and just
also
tracing where they go.
You're like, we don't have this part.
Yeah, that's the big issue.
Where the fuck do we find this part that was made in the 80s? You know, because they probably don't make a lot of that shit anymore.